Hello, students, and thank you for joining us today. Sorry, just a minute. You can ask questions to any of the panelists at any time. Just use the Q&A button. Just a heads up, your camera and microphone are off, so we cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of the many sessions happening, so please sign up for more. And a recording will be available in about a week on the StriveScan website, which is the same page that you registered at. And now I will turn it over to our presenters. So University of Montevallo, you are first.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm Randy Engel. I'm with the admissions office at the University of Montevallo, and I know I only have a few minutes to introduce you to Montevallo, so I'm going to be quick and I'm going to share my screen with you. So there we go. Just to start off, here's some quick facts about Montevallo. We were founded in 1896 as a teacher's college. We're located in Alabama, just actually right in the middle of the state, just south of Birmingham. Have a total enrollment of about 2,600 and our average class size is 23. So we're a small college. One of the things that I like to emphasize is that we are a small college that has a private college personality, and we have the characteristics of a very fine private college, but we are public. So for students that are looking for that private college education at an affordable price tag, Montevallo is a very good option. So we are we have very many accolades for academics. We are, one of the things I like to mention also is that we are listed as one of the most beautiful public campuses in America, and we are in the National Register of Historic Places. So not only is it a very academically oriented campus, it's a very friendly campus and also a very beautiful one. There's over 90 clubs and organizations, so students can easily get involved and find their place at Montevallo. I like to say that over 80% of our students have some type of financial aid or scholarship assistance. So we're very good at being generous and helping our students make college much more affordable. So we have athletics at Montevallo, NCAA Division II. We have a total of 21 sports that are active at the university. For admission, a student can apply at our website at montevallo.edu. There is a $30 application fee. However, if you're a senior this year, it is free application week for us. So a student can apply Monday through Friday this week and not have to pay the application fee. So that's a really big bonus for those seniors that are tuning in. We do ask that all transcripts from high school, or if you're a transfer student from your college, be sent. And currently we are test optional. So we will view your transcript for admission and for scholarships without an ACT, but we do encourage you to send it in because that could help your case as well. So it won't penalize you, but if a student has a 3.0 or higher, that's a senior this year. Juniors, we don't know about next year yet, but a 3.0 or higher would allow you to be considered for unconditional admission and also for scholarships. One of the things that's great about Montevallo is if you do have a scholarship to come to Montevallo, you also get an out-of-state scholarship so that you are paying in-state rates. So when I talk about value and affordability, definitely is the case for us if a student can come in with a scholarship and get these in-state tuition rates, plus the scholarship in addition to helping with assisting you. Areas of study, we have 4 colleges. Our College of Arts and Sciences has science, computer science, mathematics, social science, humanities, the list there, it goes on. And the College of Business, fully accredited. Our College of Education and Human Development is very well considered as a very strong program, have graduates throughout the US and across the world that are educators and administrators. And our College of Fine Arts, they have a brand new Center for the Arts that opened this fall. It includes our fine arts and performing arts, music, theater, communication, art, and then filmmaking. Scholarships, I mentioned We're looking at only GPA this year for many of our awards. So a 3.0 or higher gets the leadership scholarship, which is $2,500 per year. That 3.0 or higher for seniors gets them the in-state tuition. However, if a student does have a higher GPA, higher ACT, then their awards could be greater. And we do super score for scholarships and for admissions. So a student that does have the opportunity to take the ACT multiple times does have a chance to increase their yearly scholarship. And there are other scholarships for which students can apply through Award Spring. So if a student has been admitted and they are interested in applying for additional awards, those are available on a competitive basis. For tuition and housing, tuition and fees, if a student does receive the in-state scholarship, you're looking at tuition and fees and housing and a meal plan to average about $20,000 to $26,000 per year for that in-state tuition rate. It's going to vary based on the course load that a student takes, as well as the housing option that they choose. So we do have the traditional residence hall with a shared room and community bath, which is the least expensive option, but we also have the apartment style units where the individual does have a private room with bathroom that they share with another person in the unit. Here's my contact information. I'm going to be available to answer questions in the chat, and I'll be glad to tell you more about Montevallo. I know that's an overview, but hopefully it gives you a sense that we are a small college with a great academic reputation. Thanks.
Great. Thanks so much, Randy. Up next, we have Emory and Henry College.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rachel Campbell, and in addition to being one of the admissions counselors for Emory and Henry College, I am also an alumni of Emory and Henry College. So just a basic overview of Emory and Henry. We are a small private liberal arts college nestled in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in the southwest corner of Virginia, about 20 minutes from the Tennessee border. We are a smaller school, so we have a 10-to-1 faculty-student ratio with an average of just under 1,000 undergraduate students every year. One of the things I do like to point out is that 100% of our students who apply to Emory and Henry and are accepted do receive financial aid of some sort. Other opportunities at Emory and Henry include our over 70 student organizations, including local Greek life, as well as sports, as well as our over 80 academic programs that we have on offer. Emory and Henry is also known for having the most award-winning faculty among Virginia colleges, and this is among small as well as large public and private schools. Other opportunities at Emory and Henry include the opportunity to get involved in class projects and personal research, civic engagement and community service, as well as study away and study abroad, and work experience and internships. Some of the basic programs that Emory and Henry offers are listed on the screen. Our top 10 most popular majors are the ones listed in yellow, and as you can see, that includes things like biology, business, education, engineering science, psychology, as well as our pre-health majors. In addition, Emory and Henry does offer several graduate programs, especially those in the pre-health fields. So Emory and Henry at our School of Health Sciences in Marion offers things like the Doctorate of Physical Therapy program, our Masters of Occupational Therapy, as well as our Masters in Physician's Assistant Studies. At the moment, we are also in development for a Masters of Clinical Mental Health Counseling that we are hoping to be able to provide starting in 2021. However, we are still waiting for that approval. Emory and Henry does also offer an equestrian program, including equine studies degrees, as well as our competitive riding team. Emory and Henry competes IDA and IHSA, and we are 21-time national champions with our equestrian team in hunter, jumper, and dressage. Emory and Henry is also a top adventure college in the United States, and we bear the only credit-bearing through hike in the country with our Semester Trail program, which allows students to come to Emory and Henry and spend a semester or a little bit longer hiking a portion or the entirety of the Appalachian Trail and receiving college credit for doing so. We also, of course, have our outdoor program and our adventure team who go out and compete in things like kayaking and canoeing competitions. And Emory and Henry also has an indoor crag and bouldering wall, as well as a 30 to 40-foot outdoor rock climbing wall. In addition to the fun things that we can do on campus, our students also have the opportunity for great jobs and internships while they are students. This is just a small sampling of what some of our students have had for internships. And as you can see, our students go places like the Department of Justice and the United Nations for their internships, as well as places like Duke, AT&T, Spectrum, and Enterprise. But it's not just while they're students that Emory and Henry graduates make a difference. As alumni, we have students who are the current CEO of the American Counselor Society, as well as President Pro Tempore of the California State Senate, and a world-renowned tenor singer with the Stuttgart Opera House. So as you can see, our students go on to do amazing things with the lessons that they learned through Emory and Henry College. We have changed our application process just a little bit for the coming year. If you are a senior planning to apply for 2021, we are test optional, which means that the only things we require are the free application that can be found both on our website and on the Common App, as well as a copy of all of your transcripts, mostly your high school transcripts. But if you've taken dual enrollment classes or if you're a transfer student, we will also require any community college transcripts. As I mentioned earlier, every single admitted student receives some form of financial aid, even if it is just the basic Emory and Henry Academic Merit Scholarship that students receive. Those range from $10,000 all the way up to $23,000, and those scholarships renew every year for the 4 years of your undergraduate degree. So if you receive that $20,000 scholarship, it would be $20,000 that you receive every year for 4 years for a total of $92,000 worth of scholarship money. Emory and Henry also has performance and affinity scholarships in things like STEM, marching band, art, and the honors program, as well as Emory and Henry grants, as well as the federal and state grants that students can receive. As you can see, we also have work study opportunities, and we do have an Army ROTC program, and we do accept ROTC scholarships. If at any point you do have any questions about Emory and Henry, here is the contact information for the admissions office. Please feel free to reach out at any point. We are always happy to answer questions and work with students through any of their concerns. Have a nice night and thank you for joining us.
Cool. Thanks for that presentation. Up next, we have Mississippi State.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jay West, and I serve as Regional Assistant Director for Undergraduate Recruiting at Mississippi State University. And my colleague that I have with me this evening is Ms. Stephanie Newman, and she serves as the Recruiting Coordinator for the state of Tennessee, and she will be answering the questions in the Q&A box. Mississippi State is located in Starkville, Mississippi, and we have a couple different things that I want to share with you about this. We're SEC Division I University, and we were founded in 1878 as Mississippi A&M, and we were founded through the Morrill Act, and it's a land-grant institution for agricultural and mechanical arts. And then in 1958, we later became Mississippi State University. We have over 4,200 acres of land, which has us as the largest college in the state of Mississippi. But students, don't fret, you will not be walking all 4,200 acres. We do have a very walkable campus, easy to navigate, and you'll find that as you come and visit campus for a tour. With over 22,000 students, we do have a 17-to-1 student-faculty ratio, and that's very good for a larger SEC university, as our students are able to work with the faculty and staff to share in what they're interested in doing and research projects and all the sorts. And they're also good to help them with their quest for success. We have over 100 different majors, 180 or so, within our 8 colleges and schools. And I won't be going through all the majors this evening just for the sake of time, but if you do have a question about one, please put it in the Q&A box and we'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. I do want to mention our Shackles Honors College, however. We do have a residential Shackles Honors College at Mississippi State University, and we do have a partnership with the University of Oxford in England. And with that partnership, we do have where our students can go and study abroad over there. And we are like one of only 5 schools in the country to have this partnership. And basically that speaks volumes because 2 of the schools are actually Ivy League schools. The city of Starkville, the place I love to call my home, we actually do have several different things for students to get involved in. It's very easy for students to get involved, not only on campus, but off campus as well. We have over 300 student organizations in campus life, but within Starkville, there are so many different programming opportunities that we do together, such as our Arts Festival and our Bulldog Bash concert. With Bulldog Bash, it is the largest outdoor concert in the state of Mississippi, with it being free for students. So students can get an opportunity to see what it's like to plan something on a larger scale. Our town is very charming. We have shops, lots of eateries and things of that nature. And if you want to find a place to eat when you go visit, please let me know and I can help you do so. Becoming a Bulldog. We do have our own application, and you can go to apply.msstate.edu to find that application, but you can also do the Common App or the Coalition app. We are fine with either. Our application is live now online for seniors, and we do have where you'll have to do the application, submit your application fee or fee waiver, your transcript, and your test scores. However, if you haven't had a chance to test yet, don't worry about that. We will review your applications and we'll take that into consideration because some students haven't been able to test due to COVID-19. Tuition and fees right now for us is about $23,950, with room and board being about $10,436. Room and board can fluctuate for us because it's based on where you live on campus and then also which meal plan you choose, but we do offer scholarships to help curb some of those costs. And speaking of scholarships, December 1st is going to be our priority deadline date for scholarships for students. And we do have a general scholarship application that you can complete after you have been accepted. And so basically students can apply for departmental, leadership, and private scholarships. One thing I will mention is our veterans waiver. If you are a dependent or a service member of a veteran, then you can actually receive in-state tuition as long as that person was honorably discharged. And if you have questions about that, we can let you know how you can apply. Our scholarships start at about a 22 and a 3.0, and we do super score for students who have been testing. Ways to visit campus. We have several different ways to visit campus. We are doing in-person visits. And so if you want to actually visit in person, you can, or you can actually do the virtual visit. Either way, we would love to have you come see our beautiful campus and see what we're all about. And my contact information is here. So if you do have questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank y'all so much for your time, and Hail State.
Great, thank you so much. Up next, we have Murray State University.
Alrighty. Hey guys, hopefully you guys see the right screen here. My name is Ivy Anderson. I am the lead admissions counselor here at Murray State University. And I am thankful that I am also an alma mater, or Murray State is my alma mater. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about the place where I went to school and then later convinced my sister to go to school. If you're unfamiliar with Murray State, we are located in southwestern Kentucky. To give you kind of a point of reference, we're about 6 hours from the Knoxville area, so not crazy far, and we're close to like some bigger cities like my hometown of Memphis. We're about 3 hours from there, 2 hours from Nashville, 3.5 from St. Louis, so we're close to some bigger cities there, which is nice. So on our campus, we have about 9,500 students that are enrolled. Out of that population, we have got 45 states that are represented, and then 50 countries. I love that about our campus. You wouldn't expect it from rural Kentucky. However, we do have students from all over the world that come to school here. You can learn from them. They live in our residential colleges, so most of the time they will be either your roommate, your suite mate. They live down the hall, which is really awesome. As well. Then we have 143 different academic programs that are available for our students to kind of tailor their degree. So those are majors, minors, and certificate programs. So really, you can do just about anything here, which we're really proud of. Lots of ways to get involved here at Murray State. I always tell students, and I know a couple of the presenters have mentioned this, but getting involved on whatever campus that you decide to attend is so important. It makes your college experience so much better. You're not just going to class every day, but it kind of gives you a sense of purpose. So we've got 173 to choose from, everything ranging from Greek, residential, professional societies. And then of course, if you want to get really involved in your major, that's available for you as well. If you were somebody who played sports in high school, but you don't want to compete at the collegiate level necessarily, but you still want to play, get out there, hang out with your friends. We do have 25 intramural sports and sports clubs. We've got an A team and a B team. I'll tell you right now, A team, they're usually the super competitive ones. B team is like, I'm just here to have fun. So there's lots of ways that you can get involved with athletics. And then of course, if you want to compete at the college level, we are a Division I school. Our conference is the Ohio Valley Conference. So we're a mid-major school. We've got 15 teams that our students can be involved in. So you can see men's and women's sports laid out there at the bottom of the screen. As far as admission requirements though, this year we have become test optional if you have a 3.0 GPA. So if you've got that, you're good to go. You don't have to submit anything. I do usually tell my students though, if you were able to take the ACT or the SAT and you have a 21 or a 1060, go ahead and submit those test scores with your admissions application, because we do automatically start awarding some scholarships, which I'll get into in just a second. If you don't have a 3.0, don't worry about it. You can still apply. However, we do still require test scores. You need an 18 or a 960. Complete that admissions application. You can go to this website here, and it will link you to our admissions application. It is our own application that's located just on our site. You'll submit any transcripts, but we actually don't need them to make a decision. We are a self-reported school, so you can just put in your GPA and your test scores if you want to report that, and we can make a decision off that. And then there is a $40 application fee. Scholarships. So like I said, academic achievement are the ones that are automatically awarded. So you can see that grid down there. If you've got the 21 in the 3.0 or the 1060 in the 3.0, you start off there. And we go from $1,500 a year all the way up to 100% of tuition potentially covered, plus a little stipend there. That is yours to keep for all 4 years that you're at Murray State, as long as you keep a 3.0 GPA. So lots of incentive to keep your grades up while you're here and keep your grades up during that senior year. I know senioritis is real. So reminder to keep those up. Then we've got our competitive scholarships. So those are the ones you do apply for, and they can stack on top of our academic achievement awards. So you can potentially get all of school paid for off of that. One application will apply you for everything in our catalog. And that is due February 1st. It opened up September 1st. It's not first come, first serve. So you can submit that, and then we'll let you know by mid-March what you've received. Alrighty, so then housing, I like to talk about this really quick. One, because it is our only first come, first serve application. So October 1st is when it opened up for our seniors. There's no deadline, but if you want to get into your first, second choice, submit that as early as you possibly can. All of our buildings are co-ed except for one of them. That's an all-female residential college, Springer 2. We've got private bathrooms in Clark, Franklin, and Richmond. We've got community style in Elizabeth and Hester, and then suite style, which is like Jack and Jill. You and your roommate share a bathroom with your next door neighbors. In Hart, Regents, White, and Springer 2. I love the way our housing is set up. Very similar to Harry Potter. So you get sorted into your residential college when you get here. We have our own intramural teams. We have our own student government associations. We compete for a residential college cup at the end of the year as well. So lots of options for housing. If you want to visit campus, we do in-person visits, and we also do our virtual visits. You can sign up at murraystate.edu, and then if you want to visit with somebody in your desired academic college, and we can definitely make that happen as well. And then here's my contact information, guys, really quick. Email, my phone number, and then I'm also on Instagram if you guys have questions there. So thank you so much. I appreciate you guys, and y'all have a good night.
Awesome. Thank you as well. Next up, we have University of South Carolina.
All right. Thanks everyone for letting me be here tonight to talk to you a little bit about South Carolina. I'm going to share my screen and we can get started. All righty. Again, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Hopefully you learn a little bit about the University of South Carolina in our few minutes that we have together. So one of the first things I kind of want to talk to you about is where our campus is located. If you've actually never been able to venture out to our campus, we are in Columbia, which is the state capital of South Carolina. And one thing I do like to mention about campus visits is they are opened up again. So they are still in limited capacity. So you want to make sure that you actually contact our visitor center ahead of time to make sure that you are able to get that campus visit, but they are reopening at this time. If you're still not able to make a campus visit, that's totally fine. We still have virtual options that are available to you. But the great thing about our campus is that you really get best of both worlds. You're going to get that true college campus that you would really want, but at the same time, you're surrounded by the city of Columbia. So there's plenty of restaurants, businesses, plenty of things to do downtown. You also have the Congaree National Park, which has a river that goes through the city. A lot of students go down there to go tubing and kayaking, and there's a lot of hiking and running trails that are out there as well. So there's plenty to do in the city of Columbia, but then also geographically, Columbia is in a great location. You're about an hour and a half from the beach. You're about an hour and a half from Charlotte, North Carolina. So if you want to catch an NFL game or go to the big city, and you're about an hour and a half from the mountains as well. So if you're more of an outdoors person, it's really easy to make these weekend trips, and a lot of our students will do that. One of the things I like to talk about when I'm talking about South Carolina is how we stress our academics. We want to make sure that you come to the university and you leave feeling like you got everything that you wanted out of your education. So we want to make sure that we prepare you for your future. So we do that in several ways. One, we are a Carnegie Tier 1 research institution. So there are plenty of different research options for you to take advantage of as early as your freshman year. And all it takes is just mentioning to your professor that you're interested, and there's research projects going on in every single academic discipline. There's over 300 different unique major degree options to choose from. And within those, there's 56 nationally ranked programs that are available to you. We do have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And really all that means is that we have a lot of faculty and staff that are going to be here on our campus ready to work with you. And like I've already mentioned, when you come to South Carolina, we want to make sure that you feel like you got a great reward and in your investment, and you got a great return on your investment. So we want to make sure that you actually have some experiences beyond the classroom. And that can be done through internships, study abroad, undergraduate research, or if that's some sort of service or leadership project off campus as well. Because we want you to not only be leaders on our campus, but we want you to be leaders in the community. And a lot of these things you're going to be able to, or opportunities you're going to have are going to help you get future job opportunities later on. And I did kind of want to go over our test optional policy. So South Carolina did move to test optional for this upcoming year because of the limited availability of tests. So the way that that's going to work, we are going to be super scoring the SAT and the ACT. And you have 3 different options basically to choose from. You can submit your test scores if you'd like. You don't have to. The other option would be submitting your AP or IB or Cambridge test scores. Or a third option would be submitting a graded writing assignment. Basically, you get to choose which one of these options you want to do. You can choose any combination of those 3. You can choose all 3, but you have to choose at least one. Really what you want to do is talk to your guidance counselor about what would make your application the strongest. That's our biggest recommendation to you, is just whatever you feel like is going to show your academic performance the best. And then I want you to make sure you keep up with some of the dates and deadlines that we have coming up. Our early action application did just, that date did just go up, but we do still have our regular decision application that is open. And we want you to apply to that. There's also things to note with our Honors College application. So if you're interested in applying to the Honors College, you do have until November 15th to complete that application. If you already did apply to the early action application, you have until November 2nd to submit all of your additional documentation. So that would be your supplemental material forms that we just went over, and also sending in everything else like transcripts and any other types of application forms. And one other thing I did want to note as well is if you are thinking about applying to the Honors College, make sure that you go ahead and reach out to recommenders, because they do require letters of recommendation. That's something that holds up some students' applications from year to year. So you want to make sure you reach out to those, whoever you want to use as letter of recommendation, reach out to them in enough time to have that completed. That's all that I got for you tonight. So feel free to reach out to me. I am the regional representative in Tennessee. I live right outside of Nashville, so I'm happy to help however I can. So feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for being here tonight.
Great, thank you so much. And last but not least, we have University of North Carolina at Pembroke.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sarah Brooks, and I'm the admissions counselor for your territory. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight into this. All right. So UNC Pembroke was founded in 1887. It is in Pembroke, North Carolina, and it was established to educate Native Americans. UNC Pembroke is very diverse, and we have a very strong cultural tie to the Native American tribe, to the Native American culture altogether. We have a very cultural tie to the Lumbee people, which is one of the biggest Native American tribes east of the Mississippi River. So we have an enrollment number of about 8,000 students, with 6,000 considered undergrad and 1,800 considered grad students. We have 41 undergraduate programs, and we also have, I'm sorry, you guys. We also have an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So here at UNC Pembroke, we're not too small, we're not too big. I tell students all the time, when you come to UNC Pembroke, you're going to get that personal touch on your education. You're not going to be known as just a number. You're going to be known as who you are academically, what type of student you are. Your faculty and staff are really going to do a good job reaching out to you and getting to know you as a student. We also have a lot of internships and opportunities for you to get involved here on campus as well. This is the list of our 41 undergraduate programs. So whatever you guys are interested in, I promise you we have that here at UNC Pembroke. We have a lot of pre-professional programs like pre-engineering, pre-law, pre-health, pre-medical field. So anything that you're thinking about majoring in, you can definitely contact us, and we have that major for you. Our top majors is business, social work, nursing, biology, pre-med, and education. We're actually getting a brand new business building in the fall of 2021. So as soon as you guys come in, we do have an honors college. Our honors college is very unique here at UNC Pembroke. We have a living learning community, which means that all of our honors students actually live in Oak Hall, which is one of our most centralized dorms on campus. We have a lot of scholarship opportunities. For UNC, for incoming students, you do have to have a 3.5 GPA. I do want to mention that UNC Pembroke is test optional, which means that we are not requiring the SAT or ACT score this year. So if you're still interested in the honors college, you have that 3.5 GPA. I definitely encourage for you guys to, go ahead and submit that application and reach out to the director. So UNC Pembroke is very different from other institutions in North Carolina. One of the reasons why is because we are considered an NC Promise school. What that means is that our tuition per semester is cut down significantly. So as a UNC Pembroke student in state, you would have $500 a semester, and out-of-state students is $2,500. Right below that, you see the estimated cost of attendance, including your tuition fees, room and meal plan, and health insurance, and your total cost. Depending on what you choose as far as your room plan and your meal plan, that will kind of determine your price as well. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes a little bit lower. And if you have your own health insurance, then that will actually decrease too. So I tell students all the time that when you choose to come to UNC Pembroke, please, please, please get involved. We have 14 varsity athletics teams, and we also have a lot of opportunities for you to get involved. We have study abroad opportunities, a volunteer department that helps you get out in the community or out in UNC Pembroke and volunteer. And we also have we have over 100 plus clubs and organizations for students to get out and get involved. So one thing that I want to mention to you guys is that we have a lot of pre-professional programs with other institutions in North Carolina, and these bridge programs help you get into physical therapy programs, nursing or master's in nursing, medical school, dentistry school, physician assistant school, veterinarian school, and also engineering programs as well. So anything that you're thinking about doing, we definitely have bridge programs with other institutions that you could consider. And this is the road to UNC Pembroke. So when you guys are ready to apply to UNC Pembroke, you would actually go to uncp.edu/apply. Make sure that you have all of your requirements. Like I said, we are not requiring that SAT or ACT score. So we would definitely need that transcript. And we would also need any official test scores or official scores that you had at a community college. You'll have to complete your ncresidency.org, and we start looking at GPAs with a 2.7 or higher. And then you'll just make sure that you apply, have all of your documents in, and then hopefully you will be a part of Brave Nation. Thank you guys. And if you have any questions, please just drop in the chat.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, students, for coming. When you close the window, there's going to be a quick 4-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback you might have. As I said earlier, this is just one of the many sessions happening, so sign up for more. And a recording of the session will be available in about a week on the StriveScan website. Yeah, have a great rest of your evening, and thank you all for coming. Thank you, panelists. Thank you, students.